And we are so thankful for everything that we've all done together over the past couple of years. We're going to talk a little bit about the impact report later too, which every single person on this call has contributed to and others have benefited from. So we are very thankful for all of you. We're thankful for every single person that jumps on a call, joins in a webinar, downloads something that Liz produces, whether it's a case study or whether it's some research. All those things together helps everybody grow revenue. It helps everybody else get better, faster, stronger. So and thank you very much, Martin. I appreciate that. So congratulations to everybody on this team. This is one big branded content family. And so we're excited to see all of you. All right, it is 11:02 my time, 1:02 Eastern. So I think we've advanced appropriately enough to let everybody jump on in. I know people will be jumping in as we go, but today is our first big call for 2023. Congrats. Very happy to see everybody here. Thrilled as always to have you all. And we are excited to start this year with you. And the first thing we want to do is, of course, the branded content team is all here. And you see Jared and Liz and Peter and Nolan and Caitlin, and I'm here, and Penny is here. So Penny is joining the branded content team and is going to help us this coming year and help all of you this coming year as well. So Penny, I'm going to toss it to you first to introduce yourself. And we are so excited to have you on the branded content team.
Thanks, Julia. Everyone's so happy, enthusiastic. I love it. Good to see a lot of familiar faces. I'm Penny Reardon. I'm the director of business strategy and partnerships for LMA, if I don't already know you. But I see a lot of faces on this call. You may have overlapped at some point with me in my time at Gatehouse, Patch, local newspapers in Maryland and Connecticut back in the day. I'm starting year 3 of working at LMA. So been doing this LMA thing for a bit. I manage some of our other collaboratives that we have. Of course, LMA is a very collaborative organization. We have News is Out, our collaborative for LGBTQ plus publishers. And that's a collaborative where in Q4, we launched a big branding campaign with AARP. So we've been working in the branded space for a bit. And I'm looking forward to supporting this group's work, working with the branded team and learning more from all of you. So looking forward to digging in here.
Well, we are thrilled to have Penny, and she is an expert in all sorts of areas and is certainly going to help us all get better, faster, stronger as we lean on our team to do. So Penny, we're excited to have you, and you'll be hearing lots more from Penny along the way in the coming weeks. All right. So many of you may have seen the impact report that came out this morning. And again, this is what I was referring to earlier. Every single one of you has contributed to this impact. We are excited about what we've been doing with all our media members over the past 4 years. We are actually going into our 5th year of the Branded Content Project. So some of you folks that are out in the crowd, I know, have been with us since day one. So we're excited to keep this going and just thankful for all the contributions you've made. Liz and I will drop it in the chat so you guys can read the full report. There's quotes in there. I see Martin's in there. I know Tanisha, Chris is in there. There's a lot of folks that are on this call that are quoted in there. But all of our resources and revenue opportunities that we're participating in are going to be linked today. So we're going to make sure you get that impact report as well as some of the other things that we have coming for all of you. But again, congratulations, you guys, on that impact. There's a lot going on there. All right, so let's get started. We're going to set up for 2023 today. So these are a few of the things we're going to do. And this is where we start off the calendar. So it's day 1. So I'm going to stop the screen share a little bit because Peter is going to kick us off with some advice that he's been talking with a lot of media companies recently on what to do as we get started for the year. So he's going to start us off in the right way. So Peter, I'm passing it to you.
Thank you, Julia. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy New Year. We should all congratulate Julia on a new title. I can never remember, it's too long, but I call it Chief Business Global International Business Transformation something. So congratulations. Just the beginning of some fun things.
Absolutely. More to come.
What I usually try and do at the beginning of the year at most of the companies I work for is do a quick review of 2022 and then take a little sneak peek into 2023. So let me give you my perspective. I get to work with some of the best reps in the world. So I talk to 20 of them at the beginning of each year and see how well they did and why. And there's one trait that stands out that makes them different, all the ones that actually hit the goal from the rest. So as I'm talking for the next few minutes, your role is grade yourself and say, is Peter talking about me? Give myself a 0 if I stink at it, or 10, I'm awesome. That's your role. As I'm talking about the next 4 or 5 points, just grade yourself. Point number 1, every one of them has been very creative in 2022. Creativity was the differentiator between the reps that made it and the reps that didn't. That's my opinion. Creativity in what? Creativity in presentation skills. You've all heard us talk about different presentation. The reps that made it, they tested the presentation, dry run the presentation, talked to the manager about it, and got very creative in terms of alternative ways to present to the customer. That was number one. Creativity in prospecting. A lot of them did not do your normal prospecting routine. If you remember some of the calls we had, this branded content. One of them contacted a pickleball association. Okay, we had house cleaning. One of my clients, I told them go to the local convention center, see who's there. They went to the convention center. There was a conference there for Marine. They picked up 100 prospects. Right, different creative ways to find prospects, not the normal one. Prospecting, and Julie Aspen saw, prospecting, ladies and gentlemen, is a mindset. Okay? It's a mindset, nothing else. I'll talk about it some more later. Okay. Number three, the bigger accounts. The creative reps handle their bigger accounts differently. Every 3 to 6 months, they did a review. How am I doing? What can we do better? Should we change the content? Should we change the program? Should you talk about active agent? Let me say this slowly. Every 3 to 6 months, they went to the bigger accounts and did a formal review of what to do next. Ask yourself the question, now, are you doing that? Okay, remember, when you have a bigger account, they trust you. They trust Anne, they trust Renato, they trust the net, and they need you to get them better. So you can recommend to them exactly what needs to be done. Number four, tough one for a lot of you in this call. Do an analysis of what products they are not using. Just the branded content, go through active aging, parenting, after living. What are they not using? And talk about why they should be. Are they using social? Are they using digital? I'll give you an example. I have one client that did not want to do print at all. They believed in digital. The rep did a little homework, did a little research, and found that the category they were looking at and the demographic they wanted to go after was print focus. And guess what? They sold them print. Don't assume. So take a long, hard look at what products they're currently using and what you can do to make it better. Okay? That's the most important areas of creativity going forward. So let's go for it. 2023. A lot of you probably know there's a huge conference in Davos, Switzerland right now. All the business leaders in the world are there and they're talking about 2023. Survey done yesterday morning. 63% of them believe there will be some form of recession in 2023. 63% of business leaders around the world believe that. So if they believe it, you know that your customer believes it too. You're sick and tired of being say TLC. You're sick of the fact that it's not tender loving care. You're sick of me saying think like the customer. But what are they thinking today? They are thinking, people are getting laid off. Things are going to get tough. I better get my act together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time they need you more than ever. Remember, they trust you. Your role in a situation like this is understand the success stories you have currently with your customers and practice FOMO. Tell them that. They'll go, what the hell is that? Fear of missing out. Because when you tell your customers what other customers are doing that's really succeeding, they are going to want to play and want to do more. Remember the rule of FOMO. Last one. SMART goals for 2023. Let me just go through that quickly because Julie will give me the hook. If you've not heard the terminology, S stands for specific, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, relevant, T, time specific. Every great rep in the world does that at the beginning of the year and talks about their entire year, what they're going to do for their goals. Let me give you three that I think everybody in this call should have. Goal number one, how much money I want to earn in 2023. Goal number two, how many new prospects I'm going to add to my list every single day, every single week. Okay. Number three, really important for this group and branded content, how much time you will spend to getting to know the industry better, the market better, and your products better. That's a personal commitment that you make to yourself and to your team. Thank you, Renato. You like that. Personal commitment that you make to your team, what you will do better. Let me say it again. S is specific, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, relevant, T, time specific. Most of you in this call are reps or in the sales side, and we know the one we stink at the most is T, time specific. So set a deadline. Renato's laughing. Set a deadline, exactly how many new prospects you're going to get. Julia, that's it for me. All over to you.
Okay, well, it would be a tragedy not to tap into some of the very, very smart people that are on this call. So, and I know some of you are going to smile because you know I'm coming to you. So Mr. Martin Alfaro, hello. As we set up for the year, just tell everybody a little bit about what you're excited about. Like, what are you guys building and what are you looking forward to this year?
So, I think we're getting better at this game. And, we learn so much every year. And honestly, we've been with you guys since the beginning, right? And those were extremely challenging years. But for Aldea, they were great years. Financially, some of our best years that we've ever had ever. It's crazy to think about it. And that's one of the conversations that we have with our clients. And why did we do so well? Because we threw everything at the wall. We were just like spitballing, and we figured out some of the things that stuck and other ones that didn't work out. But we just tried everything. We called everybody up, we rallied everybody up, and we were in a time where no one had the right answer. So a lot of these partners, they trusted us, right? And it took us a while to earn that trust, but we got there and they trusted us. And so what we learned from that is, after a couple of years of very successful partnerships, we started to plan out our the next year with a lot of time in advance. And a lot of the things that we did is what Peter's talking about, the recapping. After every campaign, we got together with the clients, we went over the numbers, and people love that. And we did it consistently, where we didn't wait until the client asked for this kind of stuff. We said, hey, we want a meeting, we want to go over the campaign, this is what happened. And then, we also invested in our clients, and this is something that, I had to twist our publisher's arm a little bit, but I was like, we need to use a lot of these campaigns where they're very unique, and it's literally an idea that we came up with, and let's invest with the money. Let's spend in social, in getting the word out, to make sure that we have really good numbers, so that the next time around we go back with a bigger contract, and they're gonna say yes, of course, without any questions. So those are some of the things that we've done that I think I'm really excited about. I'm excited about the conversations that we had in the last quarter, and it was just kind of like an overview. And right now we are securing our contracts for this year. A lot of them are annual partnerships. We're getting away from the one-offs. We're getting away from just hitting people off 2 weeks before an event or a project. We're trying to do it in advance, and it's actually better for us as a team. So that's my advice and my vision for 2023.
That's amazing. And it is always great to hear your vision, and so happy to see you on these calls always. So lots of good success stories coming from Martin, and we'll make sure you check out that impact report. He's in there. So all right, I'm going to do one more because I see Willie Grant here too. So Willie, it is good to see you. What are you looking forward to this year?
We did really well with year one of branded content. Year two, we expanded more into doing some customized branded content. And, this year, I really want to focus on growing this part of our business along with other content marketing. We're not necessarily bound by inventory issues like we would be with, display ads, content marketing. I think now, most of our clients in our markets have gotten used to hearing these words, and, they see the results that it's driving for their competitors who are buying it from us. And so, I'm really excited about, where this is going to go, just because our sales reps are now more comfortable selling it. Our customers are more comfortable about hearing about it, and they see it. And we did something in the last few months that we hadn't done before, which has actually proven quite interesting. So we've got 9 markets, and we'll go out and we'll sell, a branded content solution to a customer in one market. And maybe we're selling that same one to a different customer in a second market. And maybe we didn't sell it in the remaining 7 of our markets. Well, we decided to put it up anyway across all of our markets, whether it's sold or not. And we're actually driving page views, for our local markets that are significant. 2, we're building an audience and we're making it easier to go out and sell the product that readers are already, consuming. And so I'm actually more excited about the sales we're going to get from doing that than, selling off something new. We've actually also focused, so Julia knows that we do produce some content for our own branded content here. And we focused on content that's driving page views. We're still on topic, but we're aiming to have content that's going to go viral and that's going to get, tens of thousands of views as opposed to, several hundred views. And so we've seen some success with that. So, it's fun. We're playing around.
It is fun, and it's such the natural progression. You start with a few and then you start building more custom things and grow it, and now we're going viral. So I love everything you guys are doing. If you haven't done an RV series, you need to check out Willie's RV series. It's awesome. All right, well, I could pick on all of you and I want to hear all the stories, but I know we don't have a limited time, so we're going to go ahead and get back to the team. I want to show you guys all of the things that we are doing this year, and make sure that you guys realize all the resources that are here, and I want you to hear from all the rest of the team. So thanks for Willie and Martin, let me pick on you a little bit today. I appreciate that. All righty, so coming up next, let's talk a little bit about what we have, all the sales programs that are out there for this year. So I'm going to pass it to Caitlin first, because let's talk custom content, right? Coming off of Willie, what she was just talking about, custom content. Caitlin, I'm passing it to you.
Yep. Hi, everyone. It's good to see everyone in the new year. Happy 2023 to everyone. Yeah, I mean, we did an entire call on this right at the end of last year, and we're super excited to see some of the initiatives that people are working on for custom content. Custom content is that next step, right? That step beyond the already pre-prepared series, which have great content in and of themselves. Custom content is how you stand out and help brands stand out by letting them tell their story or tell unique stories that resonate with the audiences that they're trying to capture. We are always here to support you. If you have any custom content ideas, whether that's a one-off article or an entire series, we can create creative briefs and content calendars and anything you need to help you sell something like this. It's definitely that elevated level of branded content that we really want to push in this new year, and I'm happy to support you with.
Awesome. And I'm going to toss this up here quickly to Caitlin. So
Yep.
the price points she mentioned are listed here for you all to take a peek at. So, Caitlin, all these options are available. So that way it works with any advertiser and their budget, right?
Absolutely. All the way from $500 every 3 months to $2,000 a month, which is our best practice. I'm going to pop my email into the chat. And if you have any more questions on custom content or want to see more decks or information on it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and we'll go over it some more.
We know there's lots of opportunity for custom ideas for your advertisers. And then that's not something they can do themselves. So it's a great opportunity. All right, Liz, I'm passing it to you. So we're going to talk about the series. We've been talking about the series for a couple of years now. So I'll let you go ahead and just run through the categories as a refresh.
Okay, thank you so much, Julia. Well, most of the media outlets using our series have had really good luck selling these turnkey lifestyle content series because they do meet the needs of advertisers. By sponsoring one of these, an advertiser is positioning themselves as experts in their field. They get brand awareness, and it's really a satisfying experience for the consumer and the advertiser. And plus, it's great content that looks good on your website. So we've broken down our 10 series into the different categories. The first is a great vertical health. Such a good opportunity for content marketing because it's all about education and information. Education and information are two of the things that you need to listen for when you're prospecting or working with an advertiser to create a content campaign. So we have active aging, women's wellness, and healthy living in the health vertical. All three can be presented to hospitals, retirement facilities, grocery stores, and so on. Next, we have home and travel. Home Sweet Home is a wide-ranging category. You can reach those home service providers, plumbers, electricians, builders, realtors, the big box stores. Travel time is really a great category for local tourism boards, organizations, economic development, airlines, local airports, travel agencies. Really good opportunity there too. Parenting today here. Yeah. What do we have? Kids Green Money. Parenting today is geared toward families. So any advertiser who wants to reach that demographic would be a great fit. Go Green, huge space for solar companies, energy companies, even garbage and recycling businesses. And finances, FYI, is one of our most popular selling series, great for banks, credit unions, and financial advisors. Then we have cars and cannabis. Car care is a nice fit for those dealerships, tire stores, car service stations. And if recreational cannabis is legal where you are, it is such an easy sell because they cannot advertise in traditional ways. So sponsoring a series like this is a great option for cannabis producers and retailers who want that competitive edge. And I think
All
that's
right.
it. That's all 10.
I'm gonna, yeah, and the other thing I want to point out is that we do have resources available for all 10 of those. We have new decks built for all of them. I'm going to send you guys links so you can take a peek at those. So brand new, fresh decks that you guys can download and use in whatever way makes the most sense. So I'm going to pass it to Jarrett a little bit to talk a little bit about, delivery options. So Liz went through the 10 series. Those are weekly lifestyle series. But Jarrett, you've got 2 different ways you can distribute the content, right?
Yeah. So as a refresher, happy 2023. There is series license and collection. So series license is downloadable content. So you can go to the DML marketplace and request a series license. This can be for a month, it could be for 6 months, it could be for a year, but you're going to get that monthly content, which is also, kind of recommended to be published on a weekly basis. It's $500 for 1 series license for each, and that's kind of the downloadable content. On the other side, with DML collections, it's free to embed, so you can embed those collections anywhere on your site, section fronts, article pages, and you're going to get all 10 series essentially for free. Really, the only charges come into play when there's a sponsorship or there's other options there. And then in terms of the collections, that can be distributed as either 3-card collection, 4-card collection, full page. We have a lot of different options there in terms of how you'd want that content populated on the site.
All right, and this is an example of what that looks like. So, Jarrett, explain a little bit about just making sure that we're able to see consistent branding, and that's really what these examples do. And again, we'll send you this link so everybody can take a peek and tour it themselves.
Yeah, so there's consistent branding. Like I said, this is the 4-card, kind of 4x1 layout. There's a right rail layout. There's 3x1. There's also, some people are taking advantage of a full, if you're thinking about potentially trying to create almost like a section front, new section of content that maybe your publisher doesn't typically create, you can have a whole page in terms of that section front opportunity. And then in terms of, if you're running a sponsorship, that can run across, consistency, all of, those different sections. So it could be the homepage, it could be if that's being put into, individual article pages. So in this example for active aging, that AARP is going to be consistent. And then, you can have that custom content in that 4th card. And then there's, of course, different assets within when the viewer pops open as well. So there's a lot of different examples there. But, there's definitely customization, but that consistency in terms of sponsorship so that the advertiser knows what they're getting and what kind of viewership they're going to understand from that awareness side of things for the branded content. So this is an example. This is pulled up of the viewer experience for active aging. There is always 20 articles in the widget there, so there's lots of content for people to peruse and download. And just like with the series content downloads, everything is updated on a weekly basis.
Absolutely. My internet was a little slow, so apologies for the spinning wheel, but at least we got it up here so you guys take a peek. Again, we're going to send you all these things later so you guys can take a look, but we wanted to review everything with everyone today. All right, Jarrett. So, the other thing that we talk about is driving traffic. We know that is an important piece. So talk a little bit about options that where you can help, but then just talk about really like what people should be thinking about when they're driving traffic to their own branded content series or initiatives.
Yeah, so we get this question a lot, both from really large publishers to small publishers. Everyone kind of has a challenge when it comes to traffic, especially when it comes to branded content and things that maybe aren't organically what is going to be driving traffic for your publisher. So first, actually, I'm going to talk about like embedding it everywhere. A lot of people, I think, we try to kind of on a reminder basis tell everyone, this can be embedded not just on the homepage. It can be embedded in article pages, bottom of article pages, middle of article pages, section fronts, pretty much anywhere on your website from that perspective. And so really, we always kind of recommend That's the benefit, I think, on the collection side is, you know, if you are downloading and uploading to your CMS, you know, you might not be able to place it everywhere. So on the collection side, you can get those impressions, especially contextually, if there's places on your site that make sense to host the collection. So of course, that's, you know, essentially free to you to embed anywhere. So that's a benefit there to try to drive traffic. Some of the other ways to do that are, you know, embedding and placing banner ads on your site that click through to the actual branded content. So that's also something that's a little bit inexpensive, and that's more on the kind of owned and operated side that you guys have access to. On more of the paid side, and I definitely think, you know, sometimes, especially what I always recommend is if you're going to be doing paid promotion, try to bake that into your packages, right? So, you know, get the advertiser to pay for your additional page views, right? If they're going to get some of that opportunity, especially within social extension, programmatic extension, they'll get their ad, you know, kind of their logo, the logo there and other sponsorship elements. So they're getting a benefit if they're running a boosted post, if they're running programmatic extension that also then pushes into the articles themselves. So you can sell kind of what, you know, we're calling like headline impressions or impressions on those other kind of extension sites. And then the benefit there is you're getting additional page views as well if it's driving traffic to your site. So we can help you with programmatic extension as a part of the DML collection initiative, as well as social extension if you're not able to run, you know, Facebook. I know most people on this call can do that themselves. So definitely having a social component. If you have kind of an ads team, I would definitely recommend kind of packaging that as a piece if you definitely want to focus on increasing your reach.
Absolutely. So Jarrett, we also talk a little bit about, you know, really utilizing the tech, right? So the, you know, you see here an example from a collaborative, but you guys can also, if someone has their own content initiative, you can actually utilize DML's technology, right?
Yes, exactly. So, you know, a lot of the time, especially the last couple of years, we've talked about kind of our content and then putting it on your site. It can go vice versa, right? So we can take your content and put it on other people's sites as well. As I talked about a little bit with programmatic extension, we can take, you know, a custom collection, put it on other people's sites, can almost create essentially a direct network. We can do programmatic, so we can run collections within the programmatic space that further distribute outside of your site. So, you know, if you're hosting it directly, or even, you know, across your own site, right? If you have a section front where you're, you know, developing that content, but that you want an easy and streamlined, simple way to put that, you know, complete collection on your homepage, on section fronts, in other spots on your site, the DML tech can allow that as well. So it's not just essentially the out of the box, you know, series that are going to go on different sections. There is technology there to help you, you know, generate additional revenue and add different things to your packages, especially when it comes to branded content, for further extension and also, you know, additional benefits and increased performance for the advertiser.
Yeah, and this is what Penny was referring to at the top of the call when she did a campaign with ARP for a news collaborative, News is Out. So lots of examples and happy to show how this can work for all of you if it's something you're interested in. All right, this is the big moment though, Jarrett. Okay, tell them a little bit about this new incentive plan we're putting in. We want to make sure everybody's making money. We want to make sure you're personally making money as well.
Yeah,
No.
Julia, I feel like we're always giving people money, right?
I
That's
know.
just kind of our job is just give money away.
That's
So we have
That's
a
sweet.
actual sales incentive going on at the beginning of this year, beginning of 2023, and that you can definitely take advantage of either your team, your publisher overall, of course, the individual sales reps as well. So once even more incentive, not just obviously
I don't
grow
see how the publishers are
and do
allowing
other
it.
things there, but also opportunities to gain some cash as well. So if you sell a 12-month series, you get paid $250. That's kind of the out of the box series. If that, you know, if you sell one of those in early 2023, get $250 back. This could be in a sense of either a discounted rate to the publisher or specifically to a sales rep as well. We also have a $500 sales incentive, sell a 6-month custom package and pocket $500. So this could be an actual custom series. It could be a custom selection that you do through DML and through the branded content project. And then the big one, if you sell a 6-month, $2,500 a month programmatic campaign, you get $1,000 back. Which is a big opportunity there as well. So this obviously goes back to the revenue side of things, both for sales incentives as well as the publisher as a whole. So we're excited to be able to offer these incentives to continue to push on getting some more packages and getting things in, kicking off 2023 with cash in hand.
That's right. And we are thankful to the DML team to be able to provide these to everybody. And we know that sometimes it's hard to get the sales folks motivated to be able to sell different things that you guys want to push as a manager. So hopefully this will help. And we have more details for all of you. So we can go through this individually or as a group, whatever makes the most sense for you. So we're excited about it. The other thing that we've been talking a lot about is video and video opportunities. So I'm going to pass it to Liz to talk a little bit about the video options that are going to be available this year.
Sure. Well, any of our lifestyle series can be turned into video very easily. We're working with the great folks over at videobolt.com who have some very snappy technology that allows them to turn out these really quick, inexpensive videos to go along with any of our lifestyle series, and advertisers love them. So there's two different options. You can turn, like I just said, the series into videos. They're short, really quick, and easy to do. And then there's also an option to do these feature videos where you can basically take anything, you have a couple, maybe you want to do some kind of special, hometown hero or something, and you upload a couple pictures, you fill out a form, and you have a video in minutes. Like, it's really, really slick. In fact, we have Lori here from videobolt.com. Lori, are you there? Do you want to talk a little bit about this technology and how cool it is?
I'm here. It's very cool. Hang on one second. Okay, that's better.
yeah.
We have
There we go.
multiple computers going here. We're very excited about this. We've talked a lot and worked really hard with Julia and Liz about how to meet your needs and how to really drive engagement, get you some sponsorship sales. And we're going to be launching it probably in the next 15 days, maybe maybe sooner, but be on the lookout for it. It's all about ease of use, frictionless video delivery, and custom content for all of your advertisers and for your work, for your editorial work as well. We're doing video that scales, and we're doing it cheaply and at a price point that all of your sponsors and advertisers will be interested in.
All right. Well, just a little teaser on the video
Yes.
front. We'll have
You
more
agree,
information.
Liz?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree.
So more information to come on video, and we'll be getting in a little bit deeper in upcoming calls, but these resources are going to be available to you and is getting built out as we speak. A couple of things I want to go through quickly as other opportunities we have. We do have a cause marketing platform around volunteerism with a partner called VOMO. They're actually an LMC partner as well, for those of you on the call that are LMC partners and understand how those relationships and those those partnerships work. The idea here is social impact. It focuses on volunteerism. It creates a technology platform to bring in volunteers, and it brings in your community. So it does two things: volunteerism, community, cause. This one is something we'll be talking about more in the future too. And many of you have been on calls with VOMO in the past. So expect to see more things on the volunteerism and more things on the cause marketing side coming in 2023. We'll have examples in this deck so you guys can take a peek at it later too, but these are good ones. This is something we know is really important to a lot of businesses. What's their mission? What do they stand for? These are things that come up a lot in your conversation. So we want to provide them with an opportunity and provide an opportunity for your audiences to get involved in as well. Storyteller Solution. You may have heard us in the past talk about our partnership with Mike Blinder from Editor and Publisher. This is still something we have available for all of you. If you are looking for advertiser events, we have many different ways to do that. And one of them is the Storyteller Solution with Mr. Blinder from E&P. We'll make sure you guys have information about this too. So we do virtual events, bring in advertisers, do education. Peter's actually been doing some in-person events as well. So if this is something you guys have interest in and you'd like to bring in a large group of advertisers, you'd like to learn how to educate them, how to position things in a group setting, let us know, because we are available to help you through that process. Mr. Blinder can do them virtually. Peter's been doing them live. So let us know if we can help in that area too. We have all of our training as well. So I'm going to pass it back to Liz, who's going to run through training opportunities and new things that are coming for you this year.
Thank you so much. Well, training is really, our bread and butter. We always recommend getting your branded badge certificate first, our online video training curriculum. It's easy. It only takes an hour or so. We're happy to jump on one-on-one calls with your team. We have these monthly calls, a weekly e-newsletter, the Branded Buzz, and really great speakers coming on in the next few months, as well as sales boot camps coming up too. And we're also creating some new training videos that you can use and play during your sales meetings. So we can be a part of that as well. So please reach out if you need any special training or take advantage of what we do have already.
Really excited about these new videos because we know that, having webinars is great, but a lot of your teams are not necessarily sitting by a computer all day. So we're trying to do more things that are come to you, things that you can either share on your team, share in a sales call, and really be able to use them on your own time. So more things coming from the amazing Liz. And the biggest one, as you guys know, we always do boot camps. We usually do one a quarter, and our first one is going to start in March. Peter, tell us a little bit about some of the success you've seen with the boot camp and some advice. Why should someone get excited about this next boot camp coming up?
Well, if you spend a little time listening to the impact report, you'll see exactly what the potential is and the sharing of success stories. But my number one reason is, if you look at that first slide that Julia put up there of the branded content team, imagine having your own personal team of consultants. That's what you have. And if you've never, Chris Bennett's used us, Martin used us. If you ever had a call with me and Julia and Liz and Jared, the chances of all of us agreeing are slim to none. We won't. But the beauty of having that is that the end result you will get the best option for your customer. So I urge you, I implore you, don't stand on ceremony, don't be humble, ask for help, because we're always there. I've done calls on customers, Julia's done calls on customers, we've done role plays, all of the above. Okay, so anything you need, that's the beauty of the boot camp. That's your personal team of consultants right there. Imagine that. 2023, kick some butt.
That's
There you
right.
go,
So
Julia.
first boot camp will kick off in March. We are going to make these a tiny bit longer, so you guys have some more time to sell. During that, we're probably going to be maybe focusing in on about 6 weeks. So that registration will probably go up in the next couple weeks. We'll make sure you guys all have that information to be able to sign up your teams. But that's really the way we can walk through every step, right? So learn what branded content is, what's successful. We'll hear from some amazing speakers, many of whom are on this call. We always tap for expert resources. We'll walk through building packages, we'll walk through prospecting, we'll walk through pitching and presenting, as well as just some best practices around, who's buying. We've got the team call up here, and I think we're doing pretty well here on time. So I'm going to tap a couple folks on the team to get them some other advice for the new year. So Jared, I'm coming to you first. Looking at what you've learned from last year and what we've seen happen and what was successful, if you had to give everybody a best two best practices, what would they be as they get started with this new year?
Well, I actually had a really great conversation with one publisher. Actually, we were pitching a big hospital chain. I think this actually comes back down to the hospital chain's agency actually was the one to kind of focus on this. Exclusivity. We're on a call. We're talking about, healthy living. I think they were also potentially interested in women's wellness. And the first thing that the agency said is, if we decide to sign on to this with our client, do we get 100% category exclusivity? So even I don't even know if honestly the publisher side had even put that into the pitch deck or anything, but that was the first thing that they're interested in. So that, one of them kind of going back into the first time I sold native as well, that was the big thing that pitched it, that kind of closed the deal, was that category exclusivity. Because especially for advertisers who are focused on brand awareness, they're focused on sponsored content today, or just doing TV, radio, all these different things, especially when it comes to energy companies, healthcare companies, real estate companies. They are looking at their competition and they're saying to themselves, how can I box out my competition? And this is definitely a way that you have the local voice, you have the local authority, and the local audience. And that's a big piece to kind of sell them on, in terms of kind of getting that 12-month commitment, first right of refusal for the following year, and just kind of understanding how you can build revenue on top of revenue. So I definitely think one big point is exclusivity. And the other one is your proprietary focus. I think a lot of with, Pixels having a challenge in terms of the digital space, a lot of advertisers that you would not necessarily think are focused on publishers and local newspapers, local publishers, are turning back to that because they understand that the local audience is there. So I would say sell your audience. Your audience is a premium, and sell exclusivity. And those are things that, even if we're not pitching it, the agencies and the clients are thinking that. And that's definitely a big sell, is if you can align with that and get that in front of them.
Awesome advice. All right, Nolan, I'm coming to you. You crank out a ton of reports every month for different types of campaigns. Tell us a little bit about what types of metrics that you report on when you guys are pulling reports for different campaigns.
Yeah, so as many of you know, clients with sponsored campaigns will receive monthly campaign reports. So these reports include things like impressions, opens, CTR. content engagement, and other things like that. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions on how the campaigns are doing, yeah, feel free to reach out to me or Jarrett, and we will get back to you as soon as we can.
Awesome. And you guys even have benchmark numbers too. So it's nice to be able to
Right.
compare it to a benchmark number when you get those. And that's kind of pulled from all the different campaigns running across their network. So it's good information to have. So thank you, sir. All right, Caitlin, last one. You know, what advice do you have from things you've seen in the past year?
I always go back to, you know, the really exceptionally performing custom content campaign that Tanisha sold for a local power company. You know, the content, there were so many things that played into the success of that campaign, which was definitely our most viewed and our most engaged with content of the year. And I will say two of the main ones were the placement. So where you place collections matter. They placed it on their homepage. So it was right there atop, right at the top above the fold. People could see it and click on it and engage with it. Second, the content itself, right? So the content was really engaging and unique in that it was focused on an issue that was really near and dear to the energy company's heart, which was, you know, diversity and exploring Black and African-American history and culture. And so all of the articles were aligned with that, which is another big reason why I think it did and perform as well as it did. So that's a matter of talking to your client, especially if you're going after a custom content package for that incredible $500 sales incentive, for example, is talking to them about what they want, what they're looking for, what their vision is, who the audience is that they want to connect with, and then reaching out to Julia and myself, right, and Liz and anyone here at the Meta branded content team, so that we can help build that and create such a successful campaign again. So really excited to see what y'all come up with that this coming year.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. A big thing I want to tease too, you know, again, we're talking about resources. This call is a great resource. I know for us on the team, because we learned so much from all of you. And so that's what we want to do each month. And so we're going to bring on a different speaker. Next month is El Clasificado. They're going to talk about a campaign they did that uses like Pinterest and TikTok and Instagram. And it was super engaging. I think it was General Mills, right, Peter? They talked about it at LMA Fest if you guys were there, and we're bringing them back to make sure that more people have access. But they're an incredible organization, and so Frank and the team are going to talk next month about what they've done for General Mills. Liz, how does everybody get involved? I know we have a couple minutes for questions at least, so we want them to get more involved this year. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we want you to make sure you're getting our newsletter, you're joining our calls. Obviously, you're here today. Join the boot camps and follow us on all of the social channels, because we like to post about what's going on and how you can get involved there as well.
Awesome. And a big thank you to LMA, LMC for their building this entire program for everybody. You know, kudos to them working with Meta to be able to bring all of you amazing folks together. All right, I'm going to stop the share for a second and let's take any questions that are out there. We're trying to keep these to 45 for all of you if possible. So we'll see what questions are out there. I know I saw a couple in the chat. Chris Bennett, looks like you were asking about pricing, and it looks like Liz got it for you. So hopefully that answered that question. And then Ed, did I see a question from you somewhere in the chat?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was for Willie,
Willie?
and I think she sent me an example for me to look at on placement of the branded content on the
Awesome.
Hi,
website.
sorry, what was your question?
Wow, that was 20 minutes ago. Placement of the branded content on the website to grow your audience. I think my question was, where exactly are you placing the series?
So we place the series, we've got a special section called features in our main nav, and it's in the drop down under there. As we publish the content to the website, we're also publishing it to all of our social channels. And we also publish it to a daily newsletter that gets sent out. When it goes on to Facebook, it's going on as a co-branded post tagging the advertiser, and it's done as a paid boosted post. We put a very tiny amount of money behind it, like $20. We do that for every article. Now, while we have house ads running on our website to inform our readers of what we're doing and drive traffic, we do get a lot of traffic coming from our Facebook post. And by buying some traffic, we're also ensuring that we're getting some traffic outside of our ecosystem and increasing our readership in general.
And once a series is sponsored, do you keep it in that features tab or do you move it to the homepage?
It's kept in our features tab. 15, 20 years ago, when people were consuming news online, they'd come to your homepage. These days, the majority of our traffic is coming from social posts, our newsletter, and Google searches. Less than, 7% of our traffic hits our homepage.
Got you. Can you put your contact info in the chat?
Sure.
Some always reviewing best practices for increased engagement on the branded content. So you may have an idea that I haven't even considered at this point. Although, I mean, we get great numbers. It's always better to try to push the envelope and improve numbers. So thank
Happy
you.
to help.
Appreciate all you guys sharing. And Vicky, we'll get you a link to the page with all the series too, so everyone can take a peek. I'm going to send you all a big fat follow-up with all sorts of links and all sorts of things. Kind of, we breezed through a whole lot really quick, and Liz did already drop it in the chat because she's super fast. Any other questions before we let you all go and try to catch a cup of coffee before your next call? All right, Peter, last words of advice, closing words from you.
This is the year to kick some butt with branded content, number one. Number two, spend a little bit of time reading the impact report. That is a great way to go to your bigger customers and say, hey, let me tell you what's happening around the industry. Why aren't you part of it? So always remember, FOMO is the most powerful tool you have as a rep. The most powerful. Your customers do not want to be left behind. Understand the impact report and Julia's new title as well.
All right. Well, thank you to everybody on this call, especially the branded content team and the team from DML. We appreciate everything you guys have done over the past year to get everybody to this point. And we appreciate everyone that always participates in all these calls and shares and grows together. I appreciate everyone. And of course, appreciate LMA and LMC and Meta for bringing us all together. It's a great start to the year, and we can't wait to see what you all build this year. So it's good to see everybody, and more to come. And I'll send you lots of links later. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Be safe.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.